what would be the most attractive approach right now to try to induce a little more money into the 78 from the public? If you're the Ishbias and the Reinsdorfs, of course, the Ishbias may be willing to put all the money up, but they're always going to negotiate for a little bit more. They're always going to try to get a little something more. So what would be something that could help with this?
I think an interesting good faith move, if you're really trying, if you really think you need state funding to make this work for whatever reason, pay off the debt, the outstanding debt for the ballpark. And if you're feeling really generous, pay off the outstanding debt for the Bears. Because I think when I looked at the latest numbers, I think it's like 50 million or so for the improvements to guaranteed rate field, and it's 200 million for the Soldier Field renovation. Yeah. So if you want to just say, look, we're going to be a partner here, we will put skin in the game. We're going to put up our own money, and to make things more palatable for you, we're going to pay off the outstanding debt on the two entities that have been financed by the Illinois Sports Facilities Authority. Now, obviously, it's not my money. This is just me suggesting that. But yeah, it could be a way to get some lawmakers off the fence, or even on the fence to begin with, because when Jerry went down there last year, it landed with a resounding thud.
I was going to say, the public sentiment really is they're completely out on this. And when I'm looking at kind of the levels here, I'm looking at city level and I'm looking at kind of more state level. Governor Pritzker seems to be in a decent position for himself right now, especially compared to the poor position that Brandon Johnson might be in as the mayor of Chicago. Do you think there's any leverage in either perspective? I mean, there's whispers of Pritzker wanting to run for president. I don't personally see him having the kind of juice to be a president, but I mean, he may think he is. You know, is there an angle there? And then with Brandon, you know, we're seeing 6 and 7% approval ratings. He's got to be, he's drowning over there. Is there any angle on that for these guys trying to get in there and trying to curry favor with these people?
Well, I would say if you're JB Pritzker and you're running for president, in this environment, telling a billionaire sports owner to go pound sand is probably a feather in your cap, especially with primary voters. Mayor Johnson is in a unique situation. I'm not trying to be euphemistic about this, because if you're the mayor of the city, whether your approval rating is 5% or 95%, you have to win over the various constituent groups that got you there, or that make life easier for you as an elected official. So if you're looking at this from Brandon Johnson's perspective, and he's already talked about potentially throwing in some city money for a Bears stadium on the lakefront. One, you by doing that, you prevent the political embarrassment that comes with the Bears moving to Arlington Heights, even though that's probably for the Bears, it's probably the shortest distance between 2 points. It's like they own the land, it's on Metra, it's on Route 53. Like it
seems pretty obvious that's where they're going.
And if you're trying to make this, if you're trying to sell this to various constituent groups in the city, Labor has already said we love the idea of building a White Sox stadium at the 78 because it's a job for a lot of union contractors and union skilled tradesmen. That represents work for a lot of people. So that would be probably the sell for Brandon Johnson in putting some city money in there. But once again, you got to understand we're staring down. We don't know what's going to happen with tariffs. If there's going to be an economic downturn that is going to really hit the tax revenue that the state and the city bring in, we don't know yet just what the office recovery is going to look like, because people are definitely back downtown. I mean, I see that every day when I'm walking to the train. But the office vacancy rates,
a lot more Tuesday through Thursday and less on Monday and Friday. But yes, people are back downtown.
Yeah, I mean, people are back downtown. So, but we don't. There's still lots of Loop offices that are downsizing or moving. You have a lot of buildings that are empty. I mean, LaSalle Street, that's going to turn into a residential area. And then there are bigger, more pressing issues for the state to tackle, and that is How do you fix the funding formula for the RTA and for public transit in Chicago? So there are a lot of bigger problems that need to be solved that affect more people. And if there's an economic downturn, if there's no money for the White Sox today, if there's an economic downturn, there is certainly no money for the White Sox in the future.